Welcome back to Chapter 26 of Elements of Bree, Ghost Town. Bree pushed her way through the dense forest, continually walking forward. She eventually emerged into an area hidden in the North Forest. She was standing at one end of a deserted village, looking down the main street that cut through the middle of it. The whole village was surrounded by a thick tree line of the northern forest near the Gaian Desert, hiding it from the outside. Blaze soon joined her, and instantly his hair bristled up. There was absolute silence surrounding them. Looking up, the sky was strangely clouded over, but the light from the stars still found a way to get through. A light fog hung in the air, giving the town an eerie feeling. Bree pulled out the map again and looked at the section of the North Forest they were in. There was nothing indicating this village. Putting the map away, they started walking down the main street, wincing with every step at the sound of dirt and rock beneath their feet, as it was deafening. Most of the buildings lining the road were made of stone and were falling apart. Any wood used was rotting and cracked by time. Every once in a while they would see a small rat scurry across the road or crawl under the walls of a building. As they walked, the buildings seemed to repeat, and soon they realized they were losing track of time. Were they walking in circles? How long had they been here? It felt like they were only walking 15 minutes, but everything seemed slower. They finally reached what they felt like was the center of the town and looked around. Odie? Odiana? Bree called out. Her voice held no echo. I can't hear her, Blaze said. Maybe she's not here. No, she's here. I can sense it. Can't you smell her? Blaze sniffed again. Maybe. I'm not sure now. Being here doesn't feel right. They walked a little more, and again they started to feel like they were walking in circles, or stuck in time, as everything seemed the same. The buildings they passed didn't change. They decided to try something different, so they began looking inside some of the broken buildings for any sign of life, but found nothing. They finally came to a small, run-down church. It was brief, but Bree swore she saw a flicker of glowing light from one of the back rooms. Blaze protested a little about entering, but eventually followed her. There were 3 rows of broken seats, and each one was missing a whole section of pews. Bree walked to the front of the church and stared at the other side of the altar. There was an open door in the floor leading under the building, and a flickering light could be seen at the bottom. She took out the mystic sword and kept it at the ready. After taking a deep breath to focus and calm her nerves, she walked down the stairs, Blaze close behind. The chamber before them was the same side as the fairy cave in the Gaian Desert. In the middle was a dark pool of water, and hovering above the pool was Odiana. She was staring into the dark water as if she were in some kind of trance. It was then they noticed that she was considerably bigger than the last time they saw her, about the size of a small child. Odie? Bree asked. Odiana instantly looked at her and gave a smile. Hello, Bree. Odiana is sleeping now. Blaze circled the room slowly to Odiana's right, crouching down to attack. You're not Odiana? Bree asked, not moving. No. She came here to heal her arm, but this pool's fairy power is dirty, polluted with my power. Who are you? Odiana floated closer. The ghost within her now, matron. I will use her to find other fairies and kill them. Not if I can help it, Blaze yelled, sending a stream of fire towards Odiana. He hit her perfectly and she screamed. Bree moved to her side as Odiana flew quickly past her and up the stairs, crying. Why did you do that? Bree yelled. She's our friend. She's possessed by a ghost in this town, and fire kills ghosts, Blaze answered, trying to follow Matron up the stairs. I know how fire and ghosts work. We need to get the ghost out of her, Blaze. Any damage we do now will only hurt Odie. Blaze hung his head and growled. I'm sorry. It's okay. You go up and find her, and I'll see if there's anything down here that can help us. Blaze ran up the stairs, leaving Bree to search the chamber. Other than rocks, some half-burned candles, and the pool of dirty fairy water, there was nothing to see. There were some rumbles from the church above, so she turned to climb the stairs, but stopped on the first step. A small handle was sticking out of the dirt under the stairs. She pulled it out and discovered it was Odiana's wand. It was cracked, but still shimmered a little with some energy. As she debated on what to do with it, Blaze fell down the stairs, yelping as he hit the bottom. Matron flew down shortly after and began choking Blaze. Bree aimed the wand at the possessed Odiana, but nothing happened. Matron turned to glare at her, causing Odiana's eyes to blaze a deep red. She backhanded Bree, who fell back against the edge of the fairy pool, the wand tip grazing the water's surface. Instantly, Matron released Blaze and screamed in pain. Bree didn't understand, but saw a strange scrape across Odiana's face where Matron was revealed. She looked at the wand in her hand, and then to the fairy pool again. An idea hit her, so she shoved the cracked tip below the surface. The water boiled, and Matron screamed in a terrible voice, writhing in pain. She began to shrink, and a ghostly figure began to rip away from the fairy body. Eventually, Odiana's body collapsed to the ground in her natural form, and the cloaked demonic figure of Matron hovered by the wall, groaning in pain. Blaze got back to his feet and released a stream of fire on the ghost. It went up in flames instantly and burned bright. After a few seconds, it vanished into a puff of smoke. Startled, Bree dropped the wand into the pool, which was now crystal clear. She and Blaze went to Odiana. Blaze nudged her, but she wouldn't respond. He shook his head. Bree looked back to the pool and wanted to see the wand, and saw it sitting at the bottom next to a bracelet that was covered in many symbols. She moved closer to the edge and reached into the bottom of the pool, grabbing the wand. She shifted slightly and grabbed the bracelet as well. One of the symbols glowed, and there was a sudden flash of light where Bree was. Blaze squinted out the flash, and when he opened his eyes, Bree was gone.